Hi Libra, welcome to your mid-month February 2016 General Tarotscope. It's Rena here, better late than never, right? So I'm going to just talk briefly about some of the astrological transits that are going on and then talk about the cards that I picked for you. Mars is in your second house of earned income, so I do feel that there is this push to make more money, and this is reflected in the cards that I picked for you. So I see a resonance with that idea. And you have Saturn in the third house. Now this is going to be until sometime in 2017 that you have Saturn here. So you have the opportunity to use something like the internet to really create a strong foundation for yourself. And being a Libra, and you really like to communicate, so that might be something that is right up your alley and you might want to consider. Jupiter is in your 12th house until September. So this is really an unusual place for Jupiter to be because it's such a unconscious place. And Jupiter in the 12th house can really make you expand your spirituality. And this can be a time when you meet a spiritual teacher who really helps your life in possibly many different ways. It can also be a time when you adopt some sort of spiritual routine that allows you to positively impact your life. It gives you kind of like a guardian angel until September. And we have a full moon in this house on the 22nd of the month. So watch your dreams. See if you have any prophetic dreams. See if you have any breakthroughs spiritually, intuitively. Because it's a very subtle influence, but it can be a life-changing one if you're conscious of it. Libra, the first card I picked for you describing you right now is the Eight of Pentacles. And this is a card of somebody who's really working on his or her craft, whatever that may be. It may not even be your day job. It may be something that you're trying to get ready so you can put it out there at a later date. It can be the apprentice who is busy honing their skills. It can be a lot of different things. But I did ask, why are you in this situation? And I got the Seven of Swords. And this is a card of, it can be theft, but I think in this context that the Seven of Swords is you are being crafty in some way, or you're being discreet. And I do feel that for some of you, this relates to a career that you have, or a job, it doesn't have to be something that you really like, that you're trying to ease out of. And so you're doing something else on the side that is your true life passion, but you have to be kind of discreet about how you do it. You can't be broadcasting it to everybody. And maybe your sights are that it's going to be something that you step into at some date and do exclusively. But in the meantime, you're content to keeping it on the down low, whatever your activities are. And the message from the universe to kind of give you a spiritual perspective on this is the Three of Pentacles. And I really see this as kind of a pat on the back for those of you who are doing what I just described, who are working on your life passion, maybe in a discreet way, that you have a very viable thing going on. And it's going to be profitable. It's going to bring you abundance, but it still is in the development stages. It's not there yet. And of course, with the Eight of Pentacles as the first card I drew, you are very active doing this. You're not sitting back and just collecting all of the residual checks yet. So the Three of Pentacles also is kind of like a card of being in the midst of a project. And so it's kind of like just a affirmation from the universe that you're on the right track. I will say, too, that this could relate, since this is a general reading, that this could relate to, those 3 cards could relate to a marriage. You could be working on your marriage, and you have to do so because maybe one of you was dishonest in the relationship. In other words, that would usually mean unfaithful, and that this 3 of Pentacles would mean that you guys are moving in the right direction. The advice is the Knight of Wands. And I think this basically means to allow yourself to feel passion and joy and excitement in your life. If you've been very pragmatic about whatever is going on, whether it's your marriage or your career, and you have kind of put your feelings on the back burner because you think that right now you need to be more practical, I think this card is saying that you have to bring passion back into your life, because when you do that, it will generate more of the same. And I feel that, Libra is a sign that is very cool sometimes because you are an air sign, so you can be very detached. And that puts you out of touch with your heart space, your heart chakra. So sometimes you can live in your heads, and that can serve you well a lot of times, but not all the time. So this is just kind of like getting into that feeling space. What crosses you is the 8 of Wands. So this could be some kind of situation that happens all of a sudden and threatens to maybe upset the apple cart a little bit. So just be aware that something may come up, a message, for instance, that you receive, and you'll have to be on your toes. And this is something coming in very quickly. It could be a situation that comes in very quickly. If it has to do with work, you might even have to relocate. That's always a possibility. So you have to keep all your options open and not allow yourself to stay too attached to one situation. Because, as I just said to Aries, all of you cardinal signs have been going through a lot of stuff since 2008. And you may have already had a lot of upheaval. And so this is just more, I'm not saying that this is upheaval, but it could just be some more unpredictable stuff happening. And it's just a matter of not resting too comfortably on your laurels, but making sure that you're flexible enough to adapt to any change. The outcome is the High Priestess. And, the High Priestess is more of a passive type of feminine energy. The High Priestess is a card that is connected to the Magician card. But while the Magician card is interested in changing his outer world, the High Priestess is interested in changing the inner world. And so I really feel that with this full moon in the 12th house, and the sun will be there will be this energy. You have Jupiter there until September. Again, getting in touch with spirituality, going within, not just always seeking the opinions of other people and being social, but spending time alone, listening to your feelings or tapping into your higher self rather than just thinking your thoughts will serve you well. And with Jupiter in this house, again, I think that it will actually bless and expand you going into the future months. So it's kind of a mystical way for you to end February, but I personally think that's very cool. So I hope you enjoyed this, Libra. If you'd like a personalized reading, please click on the link below. Take care. Bye.